Hello, it's He Dun again. Now we're diving into the fifth secret for speaking fluent Chinese. So, what's the secret? Aha! It's to use real Chinese materials. That's right, just stick to real Chinese materials. Earlier, I told you to stop using textbooks. In fact, I even recommended that you throw them away or burn them. I hope you really do it. Now that you are without textbooks, whether they got burned or toast, what should you do next? You need to focus on using real materials. What do I mean by real materials? I'm talking about content that was originally created for native speakers or material that is really similar to that. For instance, when it comes to reading, don't pick up a textbook. Textbooks are terrible reading materials. You really don't want to use them. If you want to read in Chinese and reading is an excellent way to learn, you should choose simple storybooks or easy Chinese novels. In future videos, I'll show you how to find this and recommend some great books for you to read. Pick out simple Chinese books that you actually enjoy. Imagine that. Choose content that interests you, like romance novels or adventure stories. That's the best way to enjoy reading. Keep it simple and fun. Now, let's talk about listening. You should aim for listening to account for 80% of your learning. What should you listen to? Once again, you should listen to simple Chinese materials that align with your interests. Enjoy the speaker's voice and energy, and have fun with the topics. So please avoid listening to the CD that comes with textbooks. Those are just awful. You don't want to hear things like 你好，我叫小何，你叫什么？你好，我叫小李。You definitely don't want to listen to scripted dialogue. Okay. Instead, listen to content where people speak more naturally. These videos are great for that. You can practice just by listening to me talk. You can find tons of real Chinese learning materials online. Listen to me discussing Chinese learning and share my thoughts, all totally free and super easy. Just listen to a lot of real content. I'm just chatting naturally as I'm a native Chinese speaker, not putting on an act. There are also plenty of other options. You can check out podcasts about learning Chinese or anything that interests you. If you are into sports, look for Chinese podcasts about sports. If you love cars, find some about automobiles. And are you into fitness or health? Go for podcast on those topics. You can also check out audiobooks. They're another fantastic way to practice listening. Audiobooks are recordings of someone reading books aloud, so you don't have to read anything. You just listen again. Stick to simple audiobooks. Starting with children's stories is totally fine. Enjoy them. They are way more entertaining than textbooks. I promise. Even listening to storybooks is going to be much more fun than some boring textbooks. As your level improves, you can move on to audiobooks that are suitable for older kids or teenagers. Just keep listening and listening. If something feels too easy, choose a slightly more challenging book and keep at it. Gradually work your way up to more difficult material. Eventually, when you reach a more advanced level, you can dive into classical poetry. literary works or Chinese movies and TV shows, but start with simple content. So remember to always pick real materials, audiobooks, podcasts, movies, or TV shows. Children's programs work too, no problem. Do not use textbooks or their CDs. This is super important because when you listen to real Chinese materials, you get exposure to authentic spoken Chinese. Textbooks won't teach you real Chinese. They focus on formal writing language. The vocabulary, grammar, and style in textbooks are all for writing communication. Even the dialogue you hear are not natural conversation. But when you listen to real materials like TV dramas, conversational podcasts, or any authentic content, that's the real Chinese we use. That's the vocabulary and usage we employ in daily conversations. That's how we pronounce things in real life. So stick to real Chinese materials and don't use those textbook CDs. Okay, it's another simple rule. And thanks to the internet, finding these real materials is super easy. Just do a Google search or use AI tools to generate content. Everything is okay. Alright, that's secret number 5. I hope you enjoy today's content. Have a wonderful day. At the end, now I will show you how I teach my daughter to learn Chinese. You know, my daughter, a little girl. I will show you which material is for her. Okay. 告诉妈妈，丑小鸭在哪里？丑小鸭在哪里？哦，丑小鸭在那里呀，真棒！让妈妈给你点个赞。需要妈妈点赞吗？来点个赞。哎，那也是丫丫。来，宝宝给妈妈击个掌。嘿，给妈妈击个掌。哎，漂亮呀，丑小鸭。那我们来看看他的书都是什么样子的。你看，瞧，多丑的鸭子！除了鸭妈妈，谁都欺负它。
妈妈。
哎呀，那是妈妈。